Hey everyone, I'm Laura the Beauty Buster, and today we're going to be talking about facelift massage. So this is going to be a super quick video tutorial on how to incorporate some facelifting massage techniques into your treatment. And if you want to get creative, you can also just make this a separate treatment. I do about a 10-15 minute CBD face massage, however you want to make it, whatever you want to do, and people love it because they see immediate results, it feels good, and they just want a little pick me up. So I'm going to recommend that you pick up one of these right off of Amazon, super cheap, or if you have a face massage book, make a copy. And this is a great way to tell your clients and show your clients exactly what you're doing, and also a way for us to remember, oh yeah, that muscle there, that really needs to be worked. But when you really look at it, our neck, really where the target areas are, our necks, where there's these big chunky muscles that, we get the lines across, we're all sitting like this, looking at our computer, and then all around the mouth, that's a really big target area for people. Jowls, around the eyes, puffiness under the eyes, which is really not the muscle, it's lymph. And then on the side, we don't think about the nose, but when I do these, like I call them the nose pull massage technique, people freak out because automatically they start breathing, especially if they have sinus problems, or you can make it a little allergy face fitness kind of routine. And then all the muscles here, we want to give a nice little eye lift. And then when women have, or people have those lines going across, look at how these lines, they go all muscles all the way back into the head. And if you look all the way back into the head, so like the muscles never stop. We just don't complete our massage movements, but this is why it's really important to keep going back. So I'm going to put that down. Let's get started. So I like to do the lymph drainage first. And obviously with the lymph drainage, we start, from the bottom up. And then I'm going to do that the same way with the massage. And I always tell my clients what I'm doing so they know that they're getting something that really means something. It's not just a relaxing massage. Most clients think, oh, it just feels good. And yeah, it does feel good. And we want it to feel good. But there's a reason why. And if you explain that to your client, then if they go somewhere else, they're going to notice it's not the same. Like the results weren't the same. There wasn't the same knowledge and education. And I don't really think this person knows what they're doing because they didn't tell me that they knew what they were doing. So use this as a great way to talk about your knowledge of the muscles and why we're doing what we're doing. So like I said, we've already completed the lymph drainage, and then I'm going to turn their head and I'm going to start going down on the muscle, and I'm going to carry that all the way down. If you just go like these little movements, a lot of people do, that does nothing and it's annoying, doesn't feel good. It's when you carry it all the way down for the full muscle that it makes sense. And if you're going across, you're not just gonna go and then fly off the skin. You're gonna carry that all the way back up into the occipital bone. You're gonna carry it all the way back up right to the base of the skull and in a little bit in. And if you hit the skull and then you keep going, oh, it feels so good. All the way back. And that's going to give them a lot more range of motion. They're going to be able to crack their neck, and it's going to help to work some of these lines to soften them when they're on the computer all day. All right. Then the next one is jowls. That's another target area. So I like to start and just going all the way back. You're going to carry it all the way back. And this one I dig in. I put my fingers here. And obviously when I'm working on a client, it's going to look like this, but I'm pretty much digging in, and you'll feel a lot of little bumps and lumps on clients. This is a really big target area for the muscle fibers to just get really stuck, and you'll feel it. And then you can start kind of molding the skin like you're molding clay. And I'm bringing these up into that cheekbone area, and you will feel it. It feels really good. And if they have sinus problems, it will kind of hurt. And I feel it a lot on this side, actually. Okay. And you want to keep going. Like I said, you want to complete these movements. Or you can go pretty deep in someone, in certain parts. If you're hitting bone, then you don't. Around the mouth, big problem. So you want to pull, and I pull up into here, and you're going to feel it. When you do it on yourself, you will feel it. I'm taking one for the team here, getting ugly. And then you can go around the mouth. And sometimes I will pull and stretch. And you really want to lengthen these muscles so they don't keep pulling and causing lines. And then I do the nose pull. This feels so good. And I will kind of grab the skin and have them breathe, and they can always breathe. And you're hooking into the cheekbone here. And I'm using oil for this. I have an oil that I use specifically because it gives a really good slip, but it's not greasy and it goes right into the skin, and I just leave it on and then put my other stuff on over it, mask or whatever. And so that is really great. Pulling into these cheekbone and sinus area is big. Plus this helps, I mean, if you go a little bit more gentle, you've already done the lymph drainage, so now we're actually, going really deep. Then around the eye area, you can pull in. If you do this on yourself, take your thumbs, push them in here. That can hurt, especially if you have sinus problems. You will feel it. And then I pull up and kind of use my fingers here as a brace. I'm not really squeezing. I'm kind of just using them and my thumbs are pushing in there. And that feels really good. Sorry. Sorry, I look crazy. But it feels really good. And when someone has a lot of tension and they're doing this all the time, this is going to feel really good. And then I'll kind of just like smooth it out. Smooth it out. After you do those like hard moves, you can smooth it out. This one, a lot of people have the 11, so this needs to be smoothed out. And I'll go up and around, up and around. And you can go around. You can make it nice and pretty if you want. And then I usually take that up, and I'm going really hard. Like, and you can gauge with your clients. Obviously it's for me, but like I'm pulling, you're seeing I'm pulling. This is like the complete opposite of lymph drainage. And so I'm doing this just to kind of loosen it, and then I'll go back and then I'll pull all the way up into the skull. You want to make sure you're getting all of these movements. Pulling up into the skull. And same thing over here. You can just like, almost like when you're doing cupping as well. And you want to make sure you're pulling into the skull. So those are the target areas: neck, jowls, mouth, brow, forehead, eyes. Hope that helps. Of course, this is like super simple, super shallow version of what you're going to be doing. So do a little bit more research and add this into your facial, and I'm telling you, your clients will love it.